morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic we are going to discuss right now is on outer and inner. Outer and the inner is the topic of discussion for this glorious morning. So, this is the topic of discussion we describe in a very brief way. It is a big term because we two surfaces we normally find. One is outside, one is inside, and usually in the people staying in the normal consciousness, they consider outer is the best because they don't know what inside is, what is the inner, how to go inside in outer, inner, inmost. They are actually something like a dreams for them. They don't know what really the things are there, but still then it continues. There is no other way, it continues. But the problem is that when we are staying outside on the outer surface, it is very difficult to visualize and of course know the path, how to go, because it is the so far this integral yoga is concerned, everything depends upon the inner and inmost self, because psychic is the inmost self. Without the psychic contact, without the psychic opening, without the psychic leading, nothing can be done. So far this integral yoga whose purpose is transformation and perfection, it can't be done. That is a great thing. So, this is the point we are going to take. Everything we are going to discuss, taking something from the mother, and finally we will go to Sri Aurobindo. So, this is the topic we are going to have in a brief discussion on the inner and outer. Anyway, we are trying, it is really the thing to be considered and the thing must be known. It is a grand topic, great topic, inner and outer. Most of the time, even the most sadhakas and people who are continuing this study circle and all, they don't know even what is the real difference between in and out, inner and outer. So let us have begin the discussion from the mother quotes beautifully. Begin from outside, that is what, from out to in is the topic of discussion. But so far this integral yoga is concerned, and Sri Aurobindo quotes from in to outside, inside to outside is the rule. But here we will start the discussion from the outside only. Here mother tries to clarify beautifully, all forces upon earth tend towards expressing themselves. Beautiful, that is a grand sentence from Sri Aurobindo. All forces upon the earth tend towards expressing themselves, because normally they stay unexpressed. So they are tending to express themselves, entire forces they are trying to express themselves because they are revealed unexpressed. Mother quotes, these forces come with the object of manifesting themselves. First expression, then the point comes on manifestation, because they are in an unmanifest condition. And if you place a barrier and refuse the expression, they want to be expressed, they want to be manifested. So if you place a barrier ahead of them and refuse the expression, they may try to beat against the barrier for a time. Suppose they are having a smooth flow, you are putting a barrier on a wall before them, naturally it will hit them and there will be a barrier. But in the end the will tire themselves, they will tire themselves. How long they can struggle themselves out and not being manifested, they will withdraw and leave your leave you quiet. That is quite natural. Something is coming, it is coming to be manifested, it is coming to be expressed. Suppose when they are coming, when there is a flow, we are putting a barrier, they come and strike against that wall, and again, if the same thing will be happening, then naturally it can be expected, it is almost sure that they will tire out and withdraw. And for with this withdrawal, you will find these two places are not expressed or nor manifested, and finally they will withdraw. When after this withdraw, you will find yourself quiet, sitting where you were, now itself where you are, there you are. So what we have to do? So you must never say, I shall first purify my thought, purify my body, purify my vital, then later I will purify my action. Don't say, it is not possible. It will take, I don't know how many births it will go, because I will purify one, then second, then third. First I will purify my thought, it is up from mind, purify my body, and purify my vital, and then later I will purify my action. I don't know how many ages will go, how many births will proceed one by one. This is the normal order, but but it never succeeds. Naturally, people what they normally these sadhakas. I think these old faculties who were on the track, they normally do and they go that way. So the effective order is to begin from outside. How to begin the effective? Mother course effective. It will be effective with in order to begin from outside. The very first thing in that I do. I do what the very first thing that I do, not to do it, not do it, and afterwards I desire it no longer, and next I close my doors and completely to all impulses. They are no longer exist for me. I am now outside all that. Very interesting. I'll know mother course. You begin from outside. The very first thing is that what I have to do. I don't do it, and afterwards I desire it no longer. I desire it no longer, but I close my doors completely to all impulses that are no longer exist for me. I am now outside all that, outside all that. Then what happens? This is the true order. This is the true order. With this order you have to go, but previously we were fixing the order. I have to purify my thought, then body, then vital, then I will come to purify my action. That is a wrong order. But this is the order. I will try to quote it again. The very first thing is that I don't do it, and afterwards I desire it no longer. Third, next I close my doors completely to all impulses. They no longer exist me for me. I am now outside all that. Anyway, the order is effective. First, not to do it. Mother quotes again. First, not to do it, and then you will no longer desire. Third, that it will go out of your consciousness completely. That is what you have to do. From the so you have to begin from the outside. Then mother is having another remarkable observation. Mother quotes inner cleanliness. So suppose outer cleanness we see somewhere something is on the surface on our screen. So we can use some sanitizer, cleaner, soap, shampoo. We can clean it. But what about our soul, which is the inmost self? For what really inner cleanliness? What we have to do? There itself, it is not that you are going to drink the sanitizer so that it will be purified or cleaned, but you have to do inner cleanliness. I have known people, many and not only few, mother course. I have so many people. I mean, among those who do yoga, not the ordinary people are doing pursuing this yoga. I have known many who every time they had a fine aspiration. Their aspiration is very strong, and they received an answer to their aspiration. Strong aspiration, vivid aspiration. Their aspiration is strong, so they receive an answer to their aspiration every time, the very same day, and of course, latest next day. They have a complete setback of consciousness, and they are facing the exact opposite to their aspiration. Many they call, they get the answer, but actually what the answer is, when most of the time it is contrary, opposite to their aspiration. Such things happen almost constantly. Such thing happens almost constantly. Well, these people have developed only the opposite side. I will say these people, they have only developed only the opposite side. They make a kind of discipline of aspiration. They make a kind of discipline of aspiration. They ask for help. They try to come out into contact with the higher forces. Aspiration, ask for help, then come into contact with the higher forces. They succeed in this. Sometimes they succeed. Mother course of the people who are in this yogic path, they have experiences, but they have completely neglected cleaning their room. If you wish to install there the living presence, keep the temple clean. That was the great motto from Sri Aurobindo. But here, mother quotes, everything is done, everything is outward. They succeed even, but inside is not. Neglect cleaning their room inside. It has remained as dirty as ever. Never go, they never know, they never rush inside, they never clean it. It is as dirty as before. And so, naturally, when the experience has gone, this dirt becomes still more repulsive than before. Suppose it was there, it was sleeping. Now itself little bit it is awakened to the surface, and it is remaining uncleaned. Means it is getting dense darkness, dirtiness. Dirtiness gets denser. So when the experience is gone, when this experience is gone, they are left outside. Then the dirt becomes still more repulsive than before. Again, one must never what is our path? What really we have to do? One must never neglect to clean one's room. Never neglect to clean one's room. It is very important. Inner cleanliness is at least as important as the outer cleanliness. Very interesting. Inner cleanliness is as important as the outer cleanliness. Vivekananda has written, and mother quotes it here. I don't know the original. I have only read the French translation of the course. One must every morning clean one's soul and one's body. Very see, we don't know what body we can see touch little bit, but actually soul very much rare people. In the rare occasion, with the top rarity, they know some soul is existing and they know what really the soul is. But because to some extent they have read or they have heard in their ear very in a very reluctant manner, very invisible manner rather. So clean one's soul as and one's body. But if you don't have the time for both, it is better to clean the soul than to clean the body. There is a good comparison and a good saying from the mother's writing from Vivekananda's quotation. Vivekananda quotes what she had gone through in France, of course from French she has translated, mother has translated. One must every morning clean one's soul and one's body. These two are because normally most of the cases, not only at least we are cleansing our body, but here every morning one should clean one's soul and one's body. But if you don't have time to clean your both soul and body, at least it is better to clean the soul than to clean your body. That is a great thing mother has quoted. Anyway, it is maximum. This is the great importance we know. The inner must be clean, and we should start the cleanliness from the outer. It is necessary, and moreover, body and soul both must be cleaned. But we find the body excessive. We can do to do something, but soul we don't know. Inmost self, external and mind and life and body, internal mind and life and body, then inmost self, that is psychic. Thing is that we must start from the beginning. Here we will try to quote few lines from Sri Aurobindo's writing on inner and outer. It is the inner life that gives to the outer any power it may have. It is the inner life. Inner life means it is a totally spiritual life. It is the inner life that gives to the outer any power it may have. But the thing is that we go in the reverse order. We feel the outer is the best. If we can be able to clean outer, then probably it is enough, but not like this. On the reverse order, it is the inner life that gives the outer any power it may have. It is again, outer things are expression of something in the inner reality. Outer things are expression of something in the inner reality. In the inner, it is the reality existing, and gives it outer things are expression of something from the inner reality. Its expression is expressed in the outer things. Mother quotes, go inward in order to change the outward. Go inward. Sri Aurobindo, it is all the Sri Aurobindo's quotation now, these three. Go on inward in order to change the outward. So we have to go inward, and then only you can be able to change the outward. It is only by the perfection of the soul within. It is only by the perfection of the soul within that the outer environment can be perfected. Without perfection of the soul, outer environment can't be perfected. That must be taken under consideration. It must be known. The internal must precede the external. Internal must precede the external. Otherwise, whatever work we attempt beyond our internal power and knowledge is likely to fail or to be broken. Again, from within outward is indeed the rule. Already I have quoted in the beginning. From within in outward is the rule. But that time we said that we should begin the work from the outside to inside. it is the beginning of work, but the rule is within outward is the rule. The inner and the outer depend upon each other. They are not separated. There is no gulf. They are interdependent, mutually exclusive. So inner and outer depend upon each other. In yoga, it is out of the inner victory that comes the outer conquest. Outer conquest, you know, so many yogis, so many big so many people, big souled people, they have got the conquest, great conquest through the inner victory. One must have the same consciousness in the inner experience. One must have the same consciousness in the inner experience and the outward action, and make them full of the mother. Inner consciousness experience, outer action must have the same consciousness, and make both full of the mother. Again, mother quotes. Outer things are the expression of something that is inner reality. It is the spirit by which man lives, not by mind, life, and body. It is the spirit by which man lives. That condition is outer forms, conditions the outer forms of his existence. So anyway, we here the two terms, that is great terms, you know. That is inner and outer. There is a conflict between inner and outer. Sometimes, most of the time, there is an unawareness of the inner thing that is existing at all. But thing is that without the inner, without there is proper balance between, harmony between inner and outer, nothing more progress can be handled or achieved or accomplished. So for that, actually, we must from within outward is the rule. Within outward is the rule. Body and soul must be cleaned. If there is, that is the quotation we have seen from Vivekananda's quotation. If you don't have time, then at least try to go for the soul, because indwelling God, body is made beautiful by the indwelling spirit. So they are mutually exclusive. They are dependent upon each other. They depend upon each other. You have to know. You have to go. So this is a great thing. I think who are pursuing this integral yogic process must be. This must be a very much helpful thing. No doubt of it. Vande Matram.